Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. How are you doing tonight? Thank you so much for staying with us right here on TV47. Of course, the show is this Friday with me, Betty Kialo. Well, I hope you had a great week. I hope you had a great day. And of course, if not, I'm going to try to actually make it a little bit better. Of course, we have the show's extensive coverage of the day's events by, of course, by our brilliant reporters. We also have your favorites, of course, starting with Willis, the word master, who will be joining us live and direct from Kisii County. Well, we have a great show lined up for you tonight. Let's start with the highlights.
Solidarity forever, for the union makes us strong.
Primary school teachers join their secondary school counterparts in calling for a nationwide teacher strike, the president calling for dialogue.
Shall we withdraw their labor?
Yes.
And schools will not open.
Yes.
In the 116 branches of the Kenya National Union of Teachers.
Residents in areas bordering Uganda living in fear of contracting Mpox disease, the ministry tonight saying they plan to ramp up surveillance. We have options ahead of 2027. DP Rigathi Gachagua allies tell President Ruto for co-opting Raila into the broad-based government.
Do you want to tell me Gachagua will get back to Madeira? Because Ruto will not pick him as his heir in the next election.
Well, thank you so much for joining us. But before we start with our coverage tonight, of course, we are going to be having the grand finale of the Miss Universe Kenya. It's happening right now at the Agile Hotel here in Nairobi. And of course, there's so many ladies who've just come from so far trying to get that coveted seat of course, representing Kenya on a global stage. Who is it going to be? We'll be, of course, crossing over there in a short time just to see what's going to be happening. But for now, let's begin with the top stories. Now, just a day after the World Health Organization declared Mpox a public health emergency, the Ministry of Health has maintained that there is no new cases of Mpox have been reported since the first case fully recovered. However, a spot check at the West Pokot-Uganda border points out to lack of preparedness, and Elizabeth Otieno now has these details.
This is Kanyeru's area at the border of West Pokot and Uganda. Over 500 people cross this border on a daily basis. It is business as usual. Security officers from Uganda are manning the area. However, there is neither screening nor surveillance at this border point. This despite fears over the surge of Mpox virus in the African continent. Residents are now living in fear.
Na nikiomba serikali kuu kuanzia kesho, waziri akisikisa mimi vizuri, akuje mara moja apitie hapa aende Amudat, angalie vile hiyo ugonjwa inaendelea. Hiyo ugonjwa imekuwa sumu.
Tunaombea waziri yetu ya afya musukulika kabisa kwa mambo ya kwa sababu hiyo ugonjwa.
Public Health and Professional Standards Principal Secretary Mary Modhoni on Friday conducted an assessment at Moi International Airport to assess the state of preparedness. During her inspection, the PS evaluated screening processes, quarantine facilities, and the readiness of health personnel to manage any suspected cases effectively. The Ministry of Health has maintained that no new cases of Mpox have been reported since the first confirmed case fully recovered. 12 people have been screened and 6 suspected cases have tested negative. On Thursday this week, Sweden reported its first case of Mpox, making it the first case to be reported outside Africa.
And already the number of cases reported so far this year has exceeded last year's total, with more than 14,000 cases and 524 deaths.
On Wednesday this week, the World Health Organization declared Mpox a public health emergency of international concern.
Public health emergency of international concern is the highest level of alarm under international health law.
Researchers are still trying to establish and learn more about the new Mpox strain dubbed Clade 1b, which has proven to be highly transmissible through sexual intercourse. Clade 1b has been reported in many African countries.
It's affecting especially people living with HIV and those with advanced HIV disease.
We need to understand the transmission patterns. We need to understand the populations that are risked, and it's dynamic. There are multiple outbreaks that are happening.
We have released about $1.5 million from the WHO Contingency Fund for emergencies, and we plan to release more in the coming days.
Mpox was discovered in the year 1958 in captive monkeys, and the first human case was identified in 1970. Elizabeth Atieno, TV47, Nairobi.
Now to some politics, and members of parliament allied to the Team Ground movement have asked President William Ruto to stop early campaigns and fix the economy. The MPs led by Embakasi East Member of Parliament Babu Owino and Gudhunguri Member of Parliament Gathoni Gashomba termed President Ruto as going round the country looking for political solutions instead of rescuing Kenyans from tough economic times. The MPs further dismissed Ruto's unity cabinet, which comprises of ODM leaders.
This is not the right time for President to go out launching projects. It is the right time for him to sit down, engage stakeholders, look for solutions for the pressing problems, and look for new ways of raising revenue for this country. He must engage. And there's somebody who asked me when I was coming here, now that you people are complaining things are not right, what solutions are you giving? What alternative solutions are you giving? Now listen to me. There is no president, there is no way the president will be roaming from one country to the other looking for jobs for our young people. But if you ask him for a database of how many engineers do you have in your country, tell me whether there is any database.
In Parliament, there was already a supermajority that passed the finance bill. But that did not prevent the Gen Zs. It did not prevent Ruto from coming out and rejecting after pressure had been pressed on him by the people. The Constitution is clear that power vests with the people. The sovereignty is with the people. The people are supreme. That supermajority in Parliament is not a supermajority. It is an imaginary supermajority that is intended to achieve some selfish gains or ambitions.
Let us make sure we push this fight on, because there's no solution that has been offered as yet. So as young leaders, we are going to make sure we engage the public and point out all the evils that are happening in some of these bills that are brought in Parliament, these motions, what we think Kenyans should not support. But we're also thankful that the Kenyan people now are taking back the power in their own hands.
All right, some colorful news, and like I mentioned earlier, the grand finale of the Miss Universe Kenya is currently ongoing at the Agile Hotel right here in Nairobi, and we just want to cross over and join my colleague Andrin Kilemi to tell us more about the action that is currently ongoing there.
A very good evening to you, Betty. It is indeed a glamorous night here at the Agile Grand Hotel, even as we bring to you the grand finale of the Miss Universe Kenya 2024. Now, it's been a journey of great determination, a journey of beauty, a journey of grace for the contestants here. And I will be speaking to the patron, Honorable Ababuna Mwamba, who spoke earlier and sent a message of hope to the contestants. A very good evening to you, Mheshimiwa, and great to join us right here on TV47. Just speak to us about Miss Universe Kenya 2024 and what we expect even as the winner takes the crown home.
Let me speak as a Babu Namamba Foundation, because it's a foundation that has a franchise from the Miss Universe organization, and say we are absolutely delighted to bring back to Kenya what is without a doubt easily the biggest, the most prestigious pageant in the whole universe. And we have brought this pageant here to really demonstrate our faith in the youth of this country, and to send a message that the space of pageantry, modeling, fashion is a space which can offer livelihoods and career opportunities for young people. It's a space which has not received the right kind of support. That's why we have come in very strongly. You see the kind of prizes. The winner today is going to walk away with $1 million shillings, a furnished apartment for 1 year, a furnished office, full support for a course that they'll be pursuing. So it's a whole package that really launches her career in the world of pageantry, modeling, and even fashion. And for us, this is just another platform to advance the interests of the young people of this country. So we are delighted to get into partnership with the Miss Universe organization. The Vice President is here, flew in all the way from Los Angeles. The reigning Miss Universe, Shanice Palacios, is here, the first reigning Miss Universe to step on African soil. And that really gives you an indication of the level of seriousness that we have attached to this event. Okay. Yeah.
What does this event mean for Kenya, and especially in terms of empowering women and even for cultural diversity?
In terms of empowering women, of course, when you look at the theme of this event, Beyond Beauty, it means that we are looking at women holistically. We look at women as a vessel of change and transformation and empowerment, and this is a platform that is demonstrating that. Look at the 16 finalists here, from the length and breadth of the country, from Turkana to Baringo to Mombasa, Migori. The whole country really is here, represented by these young girls, and we have seen them evolve, bloom, and now they are powerful agents of change. Not just change, but also promotion of our country. Tomorrow we'll be taking Miss Universe to the Masai Mara, both Miss Universe Global and Miss Universe Kenya. And the reason why we are doing this is because this is also an opportunity to showcase the best of Kenya, to project the very best of Kenya to the world, and elevate our country to an even higher level. Yeah.
Thank you so much for speaking to us, even as we wait to hear who is going to be crowned as the Miss Universe Kenya 2024. That's all from here at the Agile Grand Hotel. We will be keeping an eye on the happenings, and we will definitely be bringing to you the live updates, even as we unveil the Queen, who will be walking home with $1 million shillings and even a furnished home. Back to you in studio, Betty.
Thank you so much, Andrine. You looking lovely, and you know what? May the best girl win tonight. All right, now moving on. Tonight, the incoming Cabinet Secretary for Education, Migosio Ogamba, is facing his first headache as teachers threaten not to go back to class at the start of the third term. Violet Auma now tells us of the looming battle between the government and a defiant teacher fraternity.
For the union makes us strong.
Tonight, the incoming Education Cabinet Secretary is set to face a baptism by fire moment if the teachers' union make good their threat to down their toes at the start of the third term if their demands are not met.
I'm crafting a strike notice immediately, and the law is very clear. Within 7 days, the employer shall be served with a strike what? Notice. We, as teachers of this country, shall withdraw labor. And the starting time is midnight of 25th of August.
Today, primary school teachers joined their secondary school counterparts in calling for the industrial action, which they say has been triggered by the government's lackluster approach to their demands.
We have left no stone unturned. We have communicated to the employer severally. The employer has not responded. We have communicated to the Ministry of Labor until this matter is resolved.
NAT Secretary General Collins Oyu saying the fresh 7-day strike notice to the Teacher Service Commission after conciliatory interventions failed to forestall the industrial action, which is likely to paralyze learning countrywide during an examination term.
Today, I had a meeting, a special meeting of the NEC, they have directed that I do a notice to the employer to state that the industrial action is on.
This comes a day after the Nurse Sister Union KUPPET also called for the same actions, citing a myriad of grievances.
Kuanzia tarehe 26 mwezi wa 8 mwaka wa 2024, walimu wote ambao ni wanachama hii na walimu wote ambao wako kwa mashule hawataenda shuleni.
NAT and Sister Union, the Kenya Union of Post-Primary Education Teachers KUPPET, had on August 7 outlined a raft of issues they wanted addressed, failing which teachers will go on strike on August 26th. But speaking in Eldoret, President William Ruto has directed the Treasury to open talks with Teachers and Lecturers Union and avert looming strikes in the education sector.
We have also agreed that Treasury, TSC, and the teaching fraternity sit together and look at the possibilities of ensuring that we implement our commitment as government so that we avoid unnecessary industrial action.
Samira Mohammed, TV 47.
All right, now Muslim students at Mount Kenya University Thika main campus have a reason to smile after the institution, in partnership with Qatar, commissioned a new mosque at its main campus in Thika. The new mosque, which has a capacity of 1,500 people, seeks to ease congestion during worship. MKU founder Professor Simon Gishara welcomed the expansion of the mosque, saying the population of Muslim students at the institution had increased drastically. We'll be having that story in just a few minutes, but moving on to matters politics. And tonight, Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua has allies termed the formation of the broad-based government as a no-confidence vote by his boss, President William Ruto, after he co-opted Azimio leader Raila Odinga. Now, Gachagua's allies on an off-camera say President William Ruto's move to share power by inviting Raila's foot soldiers in government has weakened the deputy president. Well, Apollo Kalmau has these details.
Even before the dust settles on the excitement of the broad-based government and President William Ruto's second cabinet settles in office, the new power arrangement has caused jitters in the UDA and Kenya Kwanza camp after Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua allies likened the co-option of ODM leader Raila Odinga into government as a sign the president was not comfortable with his deputy.
The president was not comfortable with his deputy president. And that's why he has gone extra mile to marry another woman. Yes, today we are in the bed with Raila Odinga. And it's only the head of the state's cards, political cards, which will determine. If he feels that actually he requires Mount Kenya in his setup of the election, he will sort Gachagua nicely. But if he thinks that he doesn't require Mount Kenya a vote, then he can dismiss him.
Political analyst Herman Manyora says despite Mount Kenya getting 8 cabinet slots, the 4 slots taken up by Odinga foot soldiers have left the DP weak, while warning his other tribulations like impeachment and directives that MPs skip his meetings will only consolidate his grip in the Mount Kenya region.
The slots Raila is being given, would be, some of those will be Gachagua's. He can't be happy. And the power is now being shared, not between 2 people, but 3 people. Because Raila is not one man to come and you give him a back seat. He will want to sit right there on the table. So the space which was for Ruto and Gachagua, they must create space for Raila. Now, instead of sharing 50-50, you are sharing 30%, 30%.
Gachagua has lately struck dalliance with Wiper Party leader Kalonzo Musoka, while reaching out to the 4th President Uhuru Kenyatta. His allies say he has options if sidelined by the Ruto-Odinga unity deal.
In politics, there is no permanent enemies and there are no permanent threats. If the friendship of William Ruto and Gachagua dies at the end of their first tenure, Gachagua must look for another option. Yes, and those are politics. Do you want to tell me Gachagua will get back to Madeira? Because Ruto will not pick him as his heir in the next election. He will just find an option.
President Ruto allies, however, maintain Gachagua and Ruto will seek re-election on a joint ticket in 2027 amid the scramble to succeed Ruto in 2032, despite the shadow of Odinga looming large in Kenya Kwanza succession politics.
Raila Odinga always doesn't want to be the running mate of anybody. I believe Raila Odinga, but again, his age fast running, he might stick to the AU, and maybe Raila Odinga might appoint somebody or, appoint somebody and say, this is going to take over from where I've left the mantle. Because from the look of things, the Right Honourable is not so vigorous like before.
The now abortive Gachagua impeachment plot has divided the UDA party after ousted Secretary General Cleophas Malala claimed he was removed for failing to cooperate to impeach Gachagua. Apul Kamau, TV47.
To more politics, Wiper Party leader Kalonzo Musoka has reiterated his resolve to unseat President William Ruto in the upcoming general elections. Kalonzo, who was speaking on the last day of the G7 convention that brings together women-elected governors, has said that he will not be holding talks with ODM leader Raila Odinga with regard to his quest.
Curtains come down on the two-day G7 convention that brought together elected women governors, apart from a battled Meru governor Kawira Mwangaza. Wiper leader Kalonzo Musoka using the platform to affirm his resolve to go fully throttle in the candidacy for President come 2027, while denying talks or plans to have dialogue with Odinga of upcoming race to State House.
I give you my pledge as party leader of Wiper Democratic Movement, a member party of Azimio Coalition. Our principled position is 50-50 gender parity. And people expect nothing but transparency, inclusivity. They don't want stealing people.
Kalonzo has been named the leader of the Azimio coalitions, says he's the best suited to square it out with Ruto in 2027, promising the champion Gen Z agenda.
Ladies and gentlemen, lady governors, if you think the Gen Z story is over, you are deceiving yourselves. This country will never be the same in terms of governance. It will never be the same.
The gender agenda dominated two-day event with parts of the resolutions being putting measures in place to ensure that there will be 24 women governors after the 2027 general elections.
I wish to applaud the G7 caucus for their steadfast commitment to the cause of serving the people of Kenya. The caucus has created a platform where experience are shared and leaders benchmark on leading practices.
Idea yetu ni kwamba it does not help kwamba sasa tuko saba. Tunataka 2027 tufikishe wamama 24 ambao wataweza kuwa magovernors katika county zingine huku Kenya. Tunasema ni 10 express. Tunasema ni 10.
ODM leader spouse Aida Odinga challenging women in the country to take up leadership positions, even though it is not an easy task in an environment polluted by men. Nicholas Mbai reporting for TV47, Machakos County.
Sports news brought to you by Maybet. Bet bila stake. Predict the outcome of 8 pre-selected games and win up to 100,000 shillings. Only at maybet.com.
All right, it's now time for sports. And this will be the second time Asiya Mohammed is participating in the Paralympics. Well, she made history in the 2020 Tokyo Paralympic Games as the first ever Kenyan female rowing athlete. Now, the national team has a contingent of 14 para-athletes, as Mumbi Chege now expounds.
She has received the flag
Asia Mohammed booked her ticket for the 2024 Paralympic Games following her participation in the 2019 Africa Continental Qualification Regatta. The 32-year-old Mombasa-born athlete ventured into the sport in 2018.
So many things, but just to let you know, we will go there, out there, do our best, give it all, like really all.
The former wheelchair marathon athlete took part in her first international assignment in May 2019 during the International Para-Rowing Regatta competition in Italy.
I'll be representing Kenya on PR1 women in rowing.
Asia is doing her best. Everything is in progress.
In October 2019, the former wheelchair tennis player secured her ticket for the 2020 Tokyo Paralympics.
So in Kenya, the sport is very new, like really new, to an extent that it is new and very expensive. So in Kenya, still we've got so many problems, from the training personnel to equipment. But in Europe, they're a bit advanced. Everything is just there.
Asia is amongst 14 athletes who will fly Kenya's flag at the 2024 Paris Paralympic Games, which will begin on the 28th of this month to the 8th of September next month. Mumbi Chege, TV47.
Sports news brought to you by Maybet. Bet Bila Stake. Predict the outcome of 8 pre-selected games and win up to 100,000 shillings. Only at maybet.com.
All right, let's now revisit one of our top stories tonight. And the county government of Nairobi has launched a crackdown on fast food vendors around the central business district, following concerns on serious hygiene violations among certain vendors. The exercise, which is being monitored by Nairobi's county official, has led to the closure of several food canteens, which were found to be posing serious hygiene risks to unsuspecting city dwellers. Arnold Adidi has the details.
For many people working or even living within the city, fast foods will serve as a quick remedy in suppressing hunger pangs, especially when the schedule is packed. However, just a few would get concerned about the safety of what they consume, while the rest enjoy the meal. This week, the Department of Environment in Nairobi County received numerous reports that raised an alarm about several food vending sites within the CBD that were in gross violation of hygiene standards. Following the reports, the Nairobi County's Environment Chief Officer Geoffrey Mosiria, alongside other officers, launched a crackdown targeting the identified canteens. This food kiosk, where kebabs, sausages, eggs, and smokies are prepared, is among the sites on the radar and is located at bus station. The foods are prepared here, then distributed to small retailers and hawkers in the bus stop area. In line with the reports raised earlier, the county officials walked into an indescribable environment from which food is supplied to people within the city.
Hii ni ile ambayo inapika kebabs, lakini mahali imeekelewa hata we mwenyewe huwezi kula, ni kuchafu zaidi. Hii ni nyingine, angalia mahali imeekelewa ni kuchafu zaidi. Ukiangalia hizi zote, hii ni mafuta. Hii ni ile mafuta wanakaanga nayo. Unaona vile hiyo mafuta inakaa.
Nairobi county officials stated that the vendor had earlier received warnings from the department but seemingly ignored the red flags. This supposed kitchen harbors just much, even rats.
Akatuhakikishia atafunga atengeneze. Leo tumerudi kuangalia kama amerekebisha. Ukiangalia iko ile hali iliyokuwa. Hii ni ile ambayo inapika kebabs, lakini mahali imeekelewa hata we mwenyewe huwezi kula, ni kuchafu zaidi. Hapa ndani unaona panya wanakimbia. Huku kote ni kuchafu. So ile kitu tunaomba wananchi wa Nairobi, tunapofanya kazi tunaomba support yenu.
The chief officer Geoffrey Mosiria says that such sites pose serious health risk to the public, ordering an immediate closure of the kiosk. Speaking of the crackdown, which shall continue to other parts of the city, the chief officer further issued a stern warning to hawkers and street food vendors, particularly those running eateries, to adhere strictly to hygiene standards, noting that many city residents consume their food.
Wafanya biashara pia wajibika. Hiyo chakula unapika, kuna ndugu yako atakula, kuna dada yako atakula, kuna babaka atakula, ama mtu yote. Kama serikali hatutaachilia mtu mmoja aumize mamilioni ya watu kwa chakula chake.
Arnold Adidi, TV47.
Oh my goodness, I don't know what's that is just terrible. Let's be careful out there. Maybe that's why I'm battling a cold. All right, so we're going to take a short commercial break, but we're coming back with, of course, the highlights from Miss Universe Kenya, which is currently happening right here in the city. Let's take a break. I'll be right back.
Do you know that the This Friday with Betty, brought to you by Nivea Radiant and Beauty Advanced Care.
New Nivea Radiant and Beauty Advanced Care. With 5 oils and 5 vitamins. 48-hour nourishment. Helps reduce appearance of stretch marks in just 2 weeks. New Nivea Radiant and Beauty Advanced Care. For your shade of beautiful.
Just totally love that ad. And you know what? That's the reason I want to tell you ladies something, and I need you to pay attention. Now listen up. We're talking about the Nivea Radiant and Beauty Advanced Care Body Lotion, which is a real game changer for us. Let me tell you something. It provides 48 hours of deep nourishment and reduces the appearance of stretch marks in just 2 weeks. Now this lotion is made to meet our unique skincare needs as beautiful African women. Of course, giving us a solution that truly works for us. It not only nourishes nourishes but also deeply moisturizes the skin to prevent dry, ashy skin with 5 vitamins and 5 oils. There's no need to actually mix anything else. And of course, this Nivea Radiant and Beauty Body Lotion is enough to give you well moisturized skin for 48 hours. You love how your skin feels, and of course, it will feel so good because Nivea is your shade of beautiful. I hope you heard me. Get yourself some Nivea. All right, so now we want to cross over live to Agile Hotel. Well, of course, we're having the Miss Universe Kenya Grand Finale. I'm telling you, those girls are so beautiful. I don't know how they're going to choose the person who's going to be representing Kenya on the global stage. So let's just cross over there and just see what's currently happening.
I want you to know that beauty is a lot more than the physical appearance. It's in depth, you know, it's who you are. So you all are beautiful. All right? And there can only be one winner. But when you walk out of here today, just know that you're all winners. All right? And just know that the beauty has to have a purpose. So take it and work with it and do good. Because, you know, everyone here will appreciate you and know you for a lot more than your external beauty. Hold it internally and serve your world. You're all beautiful and congratulations.
Asante sana. And so those of you who want some tips on how to be a good bad girl, let us give it up to Millie Gezageza.
Hi everyone. Honorable Ababu Namwamba and the organizers of this event. Let me take this opportunity to thank you for such an amazing event. ¿Cómo estás, Miss Universe? Hablo español, pero un poquito. So I'm very happy to be here today. I just want to say that can you imagine if we had a society where we were following the rules? We wouldn't be here seeing the women in all the shapes and sizes, and they wouldn't be winning Miss Universe. So let me tell you, you want to get the corner office? Show us some flesh. Thank you, and God bless you.
Let us give it up to our 3 leaders, Makofi Kwao, Asanteni Sana, honorable friends and colleagues. Thank you so much for finding the time to join us. We respect you and continue inspiring the next generation of phenomenal women leaders in Kenya and the world. Now, before we give these awards, I want to acknowledge one of our partners, Centrim Hotels and Lodges. And I want to ask the CEO of Centrim Hotels and Lodges, because part of the awards tonight and moving forward are courtesy of Centrim Hotels and Lodges. And so, Bwana CEO, I will invite you, is it you or Bwana Kidure? Yeah, to just come and say a quick word, and then we'll go to the awards. Let us acknowledge this team from Centrim Hotels and Lodges.
Good evening, all. What a stunning room. Everyone looks beautiful. Ladies, great job. Thank you for having me on stage, sir. I'm flustered. I obviously wasn't trained as well as these beautiful ladies. But thank you for having me here, and stay encouraged. We have great joy to be working with you all, and we hope to carry on in the near future and on. Thank you.
Asante sana. I think, Bwana CEO, you'll stay here so that you can make a presentation of your support. Bwana Kidure, you'll...
We were told ladies right, today's ladies night right. So Jane Kinyajoi, Marketing Manager Centrim, will announce the raft of gifts you have for our participants today.
Okay, so from Centrim Hotels and Lodges, here's the first gift. We'll be taking the top 3 ladies together with 3 team members to St. Team Elementaita, which is by the shores of Lake Elementaita. For 2 days, everything catered for. We're also making a cash donation of $770 US.
Asanteni sana Centrim. We'll be sending you our 3 girls here. So these 3 girls are going to be your guests. Asante sana. We can step down. And now we'll go ahead to make presentation of these rewards. We will make a presentation of certificates to all these ladies. And I'll just call the name of each of these great ladies. This is a certificate of excellence, which is a demonstration of how proud we are of all the ladies that have been part of this journey. Starting with you, Brenis Wanyonyi. Please step forward, Brenis. And Brenis, you'll receive a bag from Miss Universe Kenya, which contains a package of several things, including a phone, some money, 20,000 shillings, a certificate, and other goodies. Can I get the certificate? The certificate. Hongera. If we could move a little faster. Mokeira Onchiri. Mokeira, please step forward. The next one is Stacy Sang. Stacy Sang. Stacy Sang, this is your certificate and your package. Hongera. Magdalene Takangiro, we'll move a little faster. Magdalene Takangiro. Vivian Olago. Vivian Olago, please step forward. Congratulations. Ayan Abdi. Ayan Abdi is next. Done. Grace Maganga. Grace, please step forward. Esther Achieng, Essie. Please step forward, Esther. Tabitha Ashley. Tabitha Ashley. Tabitha Ashley. Vanessa Sunday. Karen Kiprotich. Karen Kiprotich. Mercy Jerotich. Frida Kariuki. Frida. Pauline Gishohi. Pauline. Nicole Israel. Nicole Israel. Irene Ngendo. Now each of those packages have a special memento as a memorial for your participation in this event. It has a certificate. It has a cash reward, and it also has a phone courtesy of Safaricom. Asanteni sana, and as I step forward, let me just reiterate something I said earlier, that as a Babu Namamba Foundation, we are absolutely delighted to be working with the Miss Universe organization to provide a platform for these young people to express themselves, to be leaders, and to transform their communities. We'll continue to do that, and we are so happy that Olivia here, as Vice President of the Miss Universe organization, has traveled all the way from Los Angeles to come to witness this. And that Shanice here has flown here all the way from Mexico to join us for this event. We are absolutely delighted.
What a lovely event happening there. Oh my goodness. The ladies are so beautiful. I don't know how the judges are going to, select the lady who's going to actually represent Kenya on the global stage. But you know what? Let the best beautiful girl with brains, with all the charisma, win tonight. So we'll be going back there later on. But for now, we need to talk to Willis, the word master. But before I bring him in, some important information. And you know what? As Stima Sacco celebrates its 50th anniversary, they are proud to mark 5 decades of trust, stability, and reliable service. Now, whether you're an existing member or seeking a financial partner with a proven track record, Stima Sacco offers the experience, longevity, and commitment you can count on. Well, you can join Stima Sacco in celebrating 50 years of empowering lives with financial security. There you go. So congratulations really to Stima Sacco. 50 years is really a very, very big feat. Congratulations. All right, so it's that time of the night that we need to cross over to Kisii County and speak to the one and only Willis Ochieng. And Willis, how are you tonight?
Betty, I am fine, and I thank God for being fine because I've had 6 days of resting in bed and nursing the cold, something that has never happened to me in life. But now I feel good.
I'm so sorry, Willis. Well, I'm still kind of battling with it even today. But you know what? We will be...
Sorry, Betty. Sorry for that.
Yes. We will be fine. We will be fine. So, Willis, I need us to get straight into our words tonight. And you know what? I want us to start with the word. Let me spell it out, actually. It's Gesture. Willis, is it gesture? Is it gesture? How do you go about that word?
Betty, locally, many people say gesture, a kind gesture, but that sound g is wrong in that word. The G at the beginning of that word takes sound j, just like in the word generator or general or gender, if you like. So you say gesture, a kind gesture, not gesture, Betty.
Got you, Willis. Thank you for that. I know that one is one word that really gives people problems. Thank you for that. Now, Willis, moving on to this other word. So I'll spell it out too, because I'm not sure about the pronunciation. So it's Flourish. Do you say flourish, or any other given pronunciation, Willis?
Oh. Betty, the OU in that word function as a digraph. And when I talk about a digraph, that is a combination of two letters representing one sound. And in this word, the O and U represent the mid-central sound flourish. To flourish, just like nourish. Not flourish, not flourish, and not flourish. Flourish.
Flourish. So I didn't even know that. Thank you for that, Willis. So it's actually flourish. I like it when you use those words like diphthong. You know, it's so complicated, but at least you normally also tell us what those words mean.
No, for those who do linguistics or those who understand phonetics or phonology, you know, those terms, those are technical terms that they understand. Just like I've explained, when it's a case of digraph, that is a combination of two letters like that O and U representing one sound, Betty.
Okay, thank you, Willis. Always great to know this and learn so much on which is which. Okay, now moving to this other one. I know we most probably pronounce it wrongly. I'll still spell it out. Residues. I think I'm getting that right. Yeah. How do you say that word?
Betty,
residues.
What we hear locally is residues.
Yeah.
Residues. That is wrong. You have the S, the first S, and the second one takes what we call the voiced sound Z. A voiced sound, Betty, is a sound that is produced with a vibration, or that which you can feel when you hold this part.
Yeah.
Then you will hear or you'll feel some vibration of the vocal cords. Now, you say residues. Residues, not residues, Betty.
Residues, it is, Willis. Okay, moving on to this other word, Willis. And actually, you know what? I'd want us to go straight to the test your tongue. We started by, you talking to us about this particular word when we're doing, of course, the highlights earlier. And you want to show us about this word. Is it resignation, resignation? How do we spell that one, Willis? Pronounce that one.
Betty, that word is right here. And you say resignation. The verb is resign, to resign. But when we come to the noun form, you don't say resignation, resignation, no. You now say resignation.
Okay, resignation. We now know better. So Willis, I know, of course, you have quite a number of words from our lovely audience. They're always so eager to, to tweet you on X. So talk to us about some of those words that you have for us tonight.
Now, let me start with Khalid Bakari. You say rendezvous or rendezvous, but you can also say rendezvous. So Khalid Bakari and our viewers, there you are. Chacha Samson, condescend, condescend. Then we have Koros Sylvester of Kitale. You say odious, odious. Yusuf Galmogle of Laisamis in Marsabit County. You say February, August, and issues, but the last word you can say issues or issues. So the two pronunciations are acceptable, Yusuf. Mary McKenna of Nairobi, you say cohort, cohort. The 2023 KCSE cohort. Now, Emmanuel Amunya. At Emmanuel Amunya, you say ludicrous. Ludicrous. Then your second word, you say come-uppance. Come-uppance, not come-uppance, not come-uppance. You say come-uppance with a stress on Now, by Stephen of Nairobi, you say concoction. Concoction. Hospitalized. Hospitalized. And benevolence or benevolence. So, we come to titles bravo. Now, that prefix, you say anti in what we call received pronunciation. Received pronunciation is the standard form of British pronunciation. You simply say anti. But in American English and some of the fashionable soundings, you may hear of anti. But anti, yes. Anti, acceptable by those who love the style or those who love unique soundings. Kamau Mwangi, Samuel. Samuel, not Samuel. Samuel. Then the second name, Abel. Abel, not Abel. Isaac Karaoke of Nakuru, leisure. Leisure. Pleasure. Casual and visual. Then we have Professor Tolo Jeff, Joshua Maina, Brian Mutawes, Walker Paul Waker, Sarah Kogo of Kilifi, Mercy Jack, and we have Dr. Saula as well as Wakili Jesse Kihoro of Juja Kiambu. We love you so much. Keep it up. We just have it for you every Friday night, or that is every Friday night on TV 47. And it's this Friday with Betty, the segment, Which is Which. And I'm Willis Ochieng, a.k.a. the Word Master. Anything English, any word that gives you problem or problems, we can demystify it so that you get it right, and that is for clear communication. Betty, any other word, or can I handle the surprise word for tonight?
Yes, absolutely, Willis. Let's go straight to our surprise word tonight.
Okay, now we have our surprise word here, dear viewers, and this word, it's common in literature, and especially at Form 4 or university level. And please, don't say hyperbole. Hyperbole for exaggeration or exaggeration, avoid that. You say hyperbole. Hyperbole, not hyperbole. You also say epitome. Epitome, not epitome. So, we are learning like brothers and sisters to get them right, and that is right here on TV 47. Otherwise, I'm taking you back to Betty, and I'm Willis Ochieng.
Well, Willis, thank you so much. Well, it's always such a delight having you on the show. Glad to see you smiling, as always. And of course, teaching us those pronunciations, like we don't say flourish, we say flourish. Now we know.
Flourish.
Flourish.
To flourish.
To flourish.
Nourish.
To nourish.
So, such words are tricky, but we can learn so that we use the correct pronunciations. But nobody in this world, not even Willis or the native speakers of English, can be perfect or spotless.
Thank you, Willis. Willis. All right, thank you, Willis. See you again next Friday. So we're just about to wrap up our show tonight, but like I mentioned earlier, Stima Sacco is celebrating its 50th anniversary, and they're proud to mark 5 decades of trust, stability, and reliable service. Now, whether you're an existing member or seeking a financial partner with proven track record, Stima Sacco offers the experience, longevity, and commitment that you can actually count on. You can join Stima Sacco in celebrating 50 years of empowering lives with financial security. Congratulations, like I mentioned, 50 years is a very worthy feat. Congratulations to Stima Sacco. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, I really do appreciate the feedback that I've gotten. Of course, I'm still struggling with a little bit of a cold, but we will be fine very soon. So we want to take you back to our lovely, lovely event. TV 47 has been the media partner for the Miss Universe Kenya, and tonight it's going down, and they will be, of course, choosing who's going to be representing Kenya, of course, in the final global stage, you know, from all different countries around the globe. So this is such a big deal for Kenyan ladies, for Kenyans as a whole. And so, of course, like I said earlier, may the best girl win tonight. So let's cross over there. My name is Betty Kyalo. We'll see you again next Friday. Good night.
Woman in the universe. Make some noise for her. Ladies and gents. This is Miss Universe. Make some noise. There we go, and allow me to invite our guest of honor, the amazing, the beautiful, the very, very, very talented Shanice Palacios.